absolutely welcome back to South Africa. It's a nice sunny day. As you can see, we've got a nice tan. We actually over the weekend we met up with some community prepping people, and we had a fantastic weekend learning a whole lot of new things about prepping and surviving the coming collapse in South Africa. Now I find it very interesting. Prepping actually is like a living animal, and it actually consistently it is evolving from the start, where you actually prep for a couple of months and you try and get a whole lot of stuff together to survive the coming collapse, to where you are progressing to living away from the supply chain and finding ways and methods of actually producing your own things. Now we are actually farmers, so we do know about farming, we do know about producing, but the modern farmer today was pushed into a direction the last, let's call it 50 years, by which you can only produce maybe one or two, up to three maybe products, because those specific products you will then push volume, then to push profit or margin as well. So it's interesting to see how prepping actually evolves in your life. Now the reason for this video is that there's a lot of videos on YouTube about you have to prep this and 10 things to prep and 100 things to store up, and a lot of things to take into consideration. And as you can see, I'm in quite a funny room. This is actually one of our growing rooms. Now very interesting is we are actually teaching ourselves to produce our own trees, our own fruit trees. So this specific room we're using for tree cuttings, and the cell phone is actually stuck on one of the boxes where we actually produce little fruit trees that we'll be planting in a specific area for production when the country collapses. But anyway, let's get back to the video. So this video is about 8 things that a lot of preppers actually forget about. When we prep, it becomes an extreme challenge because one, you have to look at space, where you're going to be storing everything, if you're going to be bugging out, how much things can you load in your vehicles. So when you are prepping, you have to consider how much things you're going to be taking with, or how many things you can actually store up, because obviously we all have only so much space at home, and then how long it will last, and then what the vitamins and the calories and all those things are. So I made a list of 8 things that we believe a lot of preppers are overlooking, and I'm going to quickly run through this because this will make a big difference, and there's a lot of things that people do forget. Now these items you can use in your prepping, in your bug out bag, in your vehicle. It's actually a common used item. So at number 1 we've got raisins. Now how is raisins produced? It's literally grapes that are being dried, and interestingly enough, a cup. Now a cup is 146, let's call it 140 grams. That's a cup. So 140 grams of raisins will give you about 440 calories. Okay. The next one, number 2, very interesting, instant mash. Now instant mash, again a cup, 140 grams, will give you about 215 calories per cup. Now again, it doesn't take a lot of space, it's very small, and these things will actually last you up to about 5 years if you do vacuum seal it and store it in a cool, dry place. At number 3 is popcorn. Can you believe it? Popcorn. So popcorn will last you, if stored correctly, 10 plus years, because it is actually dried corn, and a cup of popcorn will take you as far as 350 calories per cup. At number 4 we've got peanut butter. A cup of peanut butter, 140 grams, 1580 calories per cup of peanut butter. Interesting, eh? And number 6, Parmesan cheese. Now, if you do dry cheese and dehydrate it or freeze dry it, again, it will last you 5+ years. You're sitting with 451 calories per cup. And then last but not least is peanuts, dried peanuts. So a cup of dried peanuts is 828 calories per cup. Now, very interesting, if you mix the peanuts, a cup of peanuts and a cup of raisins, that'll give you accumulation of 1260 calories. Okay, now 1260 calories is almost enough to sustain a grown man like myself out in the field when the shit hits the fan. So these are items that people actually forget about. Oh yeah, sorry, I actually forgot one. Is cooking oil. A cup of cooking oil. Now, you can't drink cooking oil just like it is, but you can mix it in with various things when you're cooking. But a cup of cooking oil has got 2000 calories. Something to think about, eh? South African Prep out.